Happy Friday, y'all. So July 17th, 2020, I have an essay that came out in McSweeney's, which is a wonderful website for really interesting, varied authors' essays on all kinds of topics. Some of them are really funny. A lot of them are very poignant. There's a column that started this year called Flattened by the Curve, and that's where my essay appears. And it's dedicated to health professionals and their experiences of what it's like to practice in the time of COVID. So I wanted to share the essay in video form just because I know there are some people that don't do a whole lot of reading or don't care to, or don't do a lot of reading in English, like some of my family, even though they understand it. So allow me to share my Flattened by the Curve essay. And I do want to point out that every single client described or situation is a case composite, so identifying details are altered or mixed for confidentiality purposes because, of course, client confidentiality is fundamental. But I hope that you can still get the feeling for teletherapy in the time of COVID. Flattened by the Curve. The pandemic therapist uniform, flattering jewel-toned silk blouse over fleece sweatpants or running shorts. A serene blonde wood and papery white shoji screen hides domestic context behind me. I sip loose-leaf oolong tea and settle into the therapy Zoom. My clients are all Stanford students. We were all sent packing off campus on short notice. There's the 18-year-old elbowing multiple siblings, remote learning in small quarters as the family balances essential jobs. And the law student calling from a posh vacation property, masochistically ruminating to smother buzzing anxiety and visceral unease with productivity. Many, unable to or not having another home, hunkered on a campus in tiny studios and dorms. I will pixels of empathy sprinkled with advocacy and coping tips to filter toward clients in various modes of isolation. I see my student, whose face spontaneously crumples the moment Zoom connects video. The work now encompasses almost guttural longing to pass a tissue box through the screen as he sobs into his fist. My work is accepting the precious, sweet grace of memory when he shares a fuzzy photo print to the laptop cam. It is acknowledging bitter, impotent accusation, truth, that this beaming favorite auntie, this queen of Ninth Ward gumbo, died a preventable death. I consider how social determinants of health is such a sterile phrase. It too often means that much loved Black people, like Auntie, are denied proper health care. I encourage my next client to go outside and shake off the post-binge eating depression that's kept her in bed the last 20 hours. She groaningly obliges. Therapy continues, alongside a Blair Witch effect, blue skies, keening and wheeling on my screen as she huffs up the dish trail. Willing my eyes to fix and avoid motion sickness, I involuntarily wince at a cruel comment her dad lobbed. She catches the micro-expression and barks with exasperated laughter at the validation. That was messed up, right? I offer grounding techniques, define gaslighting, manipulation amidst swinging glimpses of sedate oak trees and her cobalt-clad arm brushing windblown hair and rage-cry tears from her face. I shift into Mandarin to greet my international student from Nanjing, China. He pulls out his hairs one by one, literally worrying his body. His golf visor hides picked over bald spots, growing wider proportional to the time that he spent sheltering in place. He shares sodden lung panicked nightmares, emotions heightened by rising xenophobia. In whispers, "No one will take care of me. What if I died alone here?" Even as he continues to attend remote research lab meetings with a serene face. I mute my own emotions as he muses whether Chinese would be rounded up and locked away like they did to Japanese people. I am unable with confidence to assure him that such a thing could never happen. His mom is 6,204 miles away. I reassure him in our mother tongue that the graduate life deans, the university, would care for him if he caught COVID-19. Each evening, I practice self-preservation. After hitting the red leave meeting button on screen, it's 25 paces to the garage. I heft a cold metal kettlebell away from the washing machine, spread a floor mat, and re-enter Zoom for the workout of the day. Other nights, I tend tomato plants and fancy innocent goldfish. Sometimes I work on political activism. That's a lifeline against my own growing fatigue and despondency. I'll keep brushing my hair and putting my upper outfits together, keep showing up for our students as long as we are needed in the therapy Zoom.